And when I say he was... Shirt's wet.
Shirt was wet from drool.
And I was just like... It's just like, oh, sweet.
Because it was literally we entered the highway. And it's a 10-minute drive.
It's just like, oh.
I laughed the whole way.
I was just like, oh, look.
I remember like my eyes just... they were closed the rest of the time. I was just like muscle memory. That's
It
the
was
only
like, guide me, God.
What's up, guys? I know it's been like
A fortnight.
at least since we've done one of these Fiction Fridays, and this is not even going to come out on Friday. But you know, it's Christmas time. Whatever. We all gotta work.
Holidays.
Yeah. Matter of fact, happy holidays. Yeah. I'm not celebrating Christmas.
Big Yule.
Big worm.
Big worm.
But anyway, we're back again with another Fiction Friday. This week, I know the anime has just wrapped up last season, but there's actually a spinoff by the same author, Cells at Work Black. And I actually like this one better than the original. And we're going to talk about that again. Well, not again.
We're going to talk about
it
that now.
We're going to talk about it now for the first time. But this again for me, because we've been trying this all night.
Right.
But to begin with, everything is reverse. Red blood cell is a boy, white blood cell is a girl. I think we're in a... No, I don't think. I know we're in a male body.
Yes, we do know.
For a fact. Like in the anime, it's kind of ambiguous. It could have been anything. I want to say in the anime, it was a girl.
I also want to say it just because of the fact that Cells at Work Black is a reverse.
Yeah. I want to say that too, but also like the body was so clean and it was so feminine, if I should say.
Right. It's like, I guess it's going off of like kind of like a stereotype where it's like, oh man, women treat themselves really well and guys kind of treat themselves like shit or whatever. You know,
which is true because in Cells at Work Black, this guy's destroying his body and his cells hate him for it.
Oh, but let's
so much.
Let's just a quick touch on Cells at Work. So Cells at Work is literally about personified body cells.
Japanese Osmosis Jones.
Yes, perfect.
Japanese Osmosis Jones. So like we're basically following the lives. It's a slice of life at its core.
Yeah.
We're following the lives of different cells and day-to-day activities and invasions of germs and viruses and what happens on the inside, and it's just glorified or
personified.
Yeah, as in an anime wise, and it's a good watch.
It was good.
You can't take it too seriously. You can't like, oh my gosh, is this how my white blood cells are actually reacting to any germs or viruses? No, by no means. You can't just power through. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Herpes.
It was a big like.
Exaggeration.
It was a big exaggeration. It was kind of a good learning experience.
It was though. Like I learned a lot of functions, learned a lot of names of things I've never heard of before,
and it was hype-inducing.
But I can't go to my doctor and just like, how can I, encourage my white blood cells to fight these dragon-shaped germs? You know what I'm saying? Harder from
how can I be like, yo, I need to activate my T cells. Like I need them to start.
Tell my helper T cells to stop fighting with the killer T cells.
Yeah,
Was it the helper T cell? They're in the academy.
Yeah.
Regardless, if you don't want anything heavy, watch the original Cells at Work. But if you want something a lot darker, then read Cells at Work Black because it is hell.
Nothing
in this body.
Nothing good. Nothing long-lasting good happens in that.
By no means. You see what happens when the body's under stress, when the host smokes, and when he drinks, even when he's having sex and he's having erectile dysfunction. He gets a sexually transmitted disease at one point. A lot of things go on throughout this body. I don't want to spoil too much. No, I'll spoil everything. He actually dies at one point.
Spoil it. Here, it's coming.
I'll put it in the caption.
Oh, okay. It's coming. It's coming.
But he dies.
He does die at the end.
I was about to die.
He does die at the end.
He does die at the end. It doesn't actually last as long as I hope. I think it's like 10 or 12 chapters. It's a complete story.
Each chapter is each chapter is its own bad thing.
Right. Exactly. Just like the culmination of lifetimes of bad choices. It's like, so this is what happens if you smoked every day your whole life in one chapter. This is what happens if you drink every day in one chapter.
This is when your body is too stressed to function. This is when you're what was one of them? Was he dehydrated with one of them or something like that?
Like he was. I think he had like gout or something. Like his skin was real dry.
Yeah. He got like athlete's foot.
He did get athlete's foot.
I don't know if this happened at the very end or.
Oh, he was going bald.
He was going bald.
And his actual cells were attacking like his stem of his hair.
Hair follicles.
Yeah, like, and yes, it's exaggerated, but like, I imagine this is kind of how bodies react naturally to, excessive bad choices and your body under stress. So like, and it was a good like case study for just like, this is
some real shit. Like,
this is
honestly,
really what's happening to you. It may not be all glitz and glam like it is in this manga, but like, your body is probably really suffering right now.
And one of the things that they really do, like as far as like personifying one of them, is like one of the main guy, the main red blood cell. He has like a buddy, and he's with this buddy for like this, I think for like maybe the first six chapters.
Yeah, because I think he just came out of like the academy or something.
And then in one of the chapters, his buddy falls into a hole, or like, I guess
in the
scrape.
stomach. Cause like,
it falls into stomach acid, basically.
Yeah, but they're also having a really hard time maneuvering through the body because, was it plaque that's building up in the arteries? And it's just like, we can't even
pump.
Give oxygen to other, you know what I'm saying? Because that's the main functions of red blood cells, is deliver oxygen to every part of the body all day long. It's just like, man, the arteries are getting more and more clogged. His stomach, the lining in his stomach, I believe it was happening because I think he had an ulcer.
He had an ulcer, so it was.
It was.
And a part of it was like eating away all to a certain point, and the cells in the stomach were like, we're doing the best we can.
And that's all they can do. And a thing that I love most about it, but also it's kind of bittersweet, is that under no circumstances do you not try to do your job. Because the main guy at one point, he was going through a crisis, just like, I can't live in this body anymore. And after a while, red blood cells get flushed out because they're too old or they're damaged or whatever. So he goes and he's getting checked through and he's like, all right, you're fine. And he's like, no, send me with the rest of them. I don't want to be here anymore. Basically committing suicide. And the guy that is like directing each red blood cells to their designated areas, like, the fuck are you talking about? You are healthy. Go do your job. And he was like, I don't want to. It's like, you're 1,000 years too young to be talking about you don't want to do your job. These people here, they serve their time. They deserve to go to rest forever. Right. Get out there and do your job. And I love that. Because I say this to my man all the time. Like, no matter what, no matter how you're feeling, your body is going to do literally everything it can to survive, to prolong its life. No matter what kind of situation you put it through, it is always trying to live. And I love that.
And they really showed that in the manga too. Like, everyone is just literally trying their best, down from like even when the cells were attacking the hair follicles, they were attacking it because they just knew they had to.
It was like instincts. It's just the stress had just causing them to attack. And it's like, we don't want to do this, but something's telling us to do it.
And like when they were like, hey, and they finally got them to stop, like, hey, you don't have to do this, and they were confused. They were like, I can rest. They didn't even know.
The stress is literally just causing chemical imbalances, and cells are just acting out of character, basically.
Right. And like when they were, there was a point where the body, the host, was drinking heavily, and all the cells were, because when you drink, you carry alcohol through your bloodstream.
You do.
And so the alcohol in the blood, they were basically getting drunk too, and they would go down to the liver
to get basically purified.
Yeah, detox basically. Mm-hmm. And there was a point in time later on, I think in maybe like chapter 9, where he does a bunch of drinking, they go down, and they go, hey, let's just go to the liver. We're gonna be all right. And they go down there, and when you see him in the previous chapter, it's full of all these, pretty girls in there. They're like, hey, you come down here, you can rest.
Yeah, it's like an oasis,
right?
Like after you've done some hard drinking, you get booed up with a little girl, whatever. Then you're on your way, you're good. It's basically a vacation.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the liver does. It flushes out the bad shit, gets you going back over again.
And when they go in the later chapter, like all the girls in the liver are looking like really rough. They're looking beat up. She's like, hey, let's, we're gonna do our job. And I was like, hey, they're not looking so well because the body was beginning to fail.
They were, because the red blood cells were actually jealous at one point. Just like, man, I wish I could just be up here all the time, drinking, having sex, whatever. And then they're just like, look, we got a job to do too. Right. It's not easy on us either. And it's like, yeah, right, you don't have to go through the arteries, and every day you run into like some germs or whatever. And then like you see like in the background, like the people in the liver are suffering. Yep. Every part of the body is suffering. And
it's just like, and it's like almost like a domino effect, Everything goes bad to worse, even worse. It's all it's a fuck fest, It's no good. Everything is no good. Every little bit of sunshine they get, where it's like, there was a point in time where they go. When they conquer the erectile dysfunction.
Oh yeah, that moment.
Yeah, they're like, oh my God, we're gonna send the sperm on its way to create new life, and then one of the people in there was just kind of like, it's not.
Yeah, because we had spent a good portion of that chapter just like seeing the little baby sperm cells, and they're just like, oh man, like, because he was learning, it's like, yo, who are these little guys? It's like, man, look, this is basically new life. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the function of us to breed these new sperm cells. They go off, hopefully impregnate an egg, create new life. And he's just like, man, what an incredible job that these guys are doing. And like, when the guy was having a hard time getting an erection, I'm assuming he's overweight as well. And they finally got it. He's just like, you guys go out there and start a whole new world, start a new universe, because that's how they see it. And then they're just like, yeah, but sometimes people just have sex just to have sex. And he was just dumbfounded. It's like, you mean, so what happens to those kids? And he's just like, nothing. Basically, they died. Yeah. And he was upset about that. Even I was upset for a moment. I was just like, man, that is kind of a waste. But it's the world we live in. I'm not gonna judge. It's whatever. But then immediately after that, he gets gonorrhea, and I'm like, oh my.
So like when I say he dealt with, he's already dealing with stress and stuff, and I'm pretty sure this added to it. He's got erectile dysfunction. He's like, all right, I got over it. I got over that hump. And it's like, all right, a little bit of sunshine just for some more fucking rain,
Easy. And at one point, I'm just like, how much more can this body go through before it dies, Because you progressively see the arteries get more and more clogged as the chapters go on. After fighting gonorrhea, white blood cell count went way down.
Yep.
A lot of them died. A lot. The stomach, like we said, was having its issues. The liver was failing. His hair was falling out. Just like, what more can he go through? And then ultimately it ends with...
I think he had that heart attack.
He had that heart attack. But I don't think he stayed dead.
He started having...
Oh yeah, they brought him back.
What, did he? I could have sworn he started having a heart attack, and then the brain was like, "We gotta tell him."
That did happen. Like, the rest of the body just didn't understand why. The mom was there, and everything else was down, and the brain was like, "Yeah, sorry for keeping us from This is it. It's over." They're like, "What do you mean?" It's like, "Appreciate your I don't know why. I didn't do any research on it, but I would have personally. I would have preferred this world more. It's more of an adult story, more realistic, instead of just like this perfectly healthy body that has nothing wrong. It's this romantic comedy slice of life. I'd rather have this battle action centered, more adult darker tale of like what it's really like to be in a body that is dying.
Right. I do like the finality of it. Like, I wish we got more. But I do like how it was final. It was just like, y'all, this is it, and it shows that like Red Blood Cell like still trying to do his job, and then
still
it goes
trying to deliver
fucking
oxygen,
dark.
yeah. And they go, and then the chapter ends, and you're just like, he's dead.
He's done.
I don't know. It's fun. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I thought it was good.
It just wasn't long enough. That was my biggest issue.
I feel like it could have had some more chapters. Like I said, I do like how when it was over, it was over. I like how real it was, and I do like. I wish it was longer, but I do like the fact that even if it was longer, it's still like a quick read. It's complete.
It is a quick
complete.
read. It's not something where you gotta spend a dozen or so minutes on digesting. But unintentional. Made me lose my train of thought.
But I like it. It's like I said, it was complete, and it was. We got into it in chapter 1. We knew that it was a bad body. We knew that they weren't taking care of themselves very well.
Right.
And then we saw the progression from bad to getting worse. I would have also, in like an alternate, world, I would love to see a body.
The body
go,
get healthy?
Yes.
I was waiting on that, and we never got it. That would have made it so much better if like half of his run, like let's say we double or triple the amount of chapters we have, half of the run we're just watching things get so bad to a point, and then he dies and he gets brought back to life, and then he's just like, yo, I need to really change, and then you see the liver getting better, blah blah blah, whatever, and then end. I would have been fine.
You know what would have also been crazy? Like maybe this was like a body that maybe they were doing like drugs or something. And then they were doing drugs, and maybe they
experiments
overdosed
to see how.
And then they
not like science experiments. Like he was doing like drugs.
And maybe he was like, I'm gonna get my life together, and they're going through their stuff, and maybe they're going through withdrawal. And
I would have loved to see how the cells react during
the drugs. Yeah,
not just to the drugs, but to the withdrawal of the drugs.
Yeah,
because like they always say, addiction is a disease, and it's something that gets in your mind. Like I just want to see like the heart racing and like
the sweating,
exactly, and just like the cells on the inside, just like. I don't know what we need, but we need something because the cells don't know.
Right, and then if you wanted to keep it positive, maybe he would just work through it. If you wanted to do negative, maybe he like relapses all of a sudden and starts doing it again.
Oh, we could have made the story better, but like he did give us a good template to start with.
Absolutely,
I'm fine with it. The original, I haven't even actually read the original. I've only watched the anime, so I don't know how close to the source material it is. But at one point, she had got cancer, or it could have been cancer.
It could have been cancer.
Because definitely I've read somewhere that your body
like houses cancer.
Yeah, and like your immune system destroys one cell that could have potentially been cancer every day of your life.
Right.
But I don't know. This one just I felt there was a lot more they could have did because the way they started with the original, there's no way it could have went this dark.
Right.
I don't know. There's not too much to talk about because there's not too much
to
talk. Exactly. So I guess I'll wrap it up there. Cells that work black, man. Just
Hataraku Saibo.
I can never say that.
I did it for you.
Okay. I appreciate you guys being patient. I have more. I promise I have more. I didn't forget. No matter how many people watch it, how many
it should even out more. After the holidays.
After the holidays, if we can get into January, if I can survive December, I kid you not, working retail in December is awful. Definitely don't recommend it. 0 out of 10. But if I can get back in January, I can get back on a regular schedule, and I'll definitely have some more for you guys. So stay tuned. Please subscribe, comment, whatever. Thanks.